This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of another purge of the BS, sanctioned by the First Amendment. Frustration levels 0 to 100 have been authorized for use during this purge. All weapons are restricted. Government officials have not been granted immunity from the purge of the BS and shall undoubtedly receive the smoke. Commencing at the sound of the gong, any and all BS, especially unnecessary goofiness, will be purged without prejudice. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be available, but they will be busy because they too will be watching the purge of the BS. Blessed be those who have already been victims of some BS. May God be with you all.
Okay, are we in here? Welcome to another Purge of the BS. I am going to get this thing started. It is quite the day. But welcome to the first day of summer, the first full day of summer, and now what appears to be our new future overseas. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this purge. Before I get totally distracted, let me make sure I got my purgatorians in here. Genesis, Bricks, Bravo, would you join me in another Purge of the BS? Please!
Okay.
Yeah, sure. As long as you don't call in the drone strikes on me.
We here.
Oh, we're just gonna.
Okay.
I'm in hot. Okay.
Well, I'm having an interesting issue with my connectivity here. So, for those that are watching, if it's glitchy, the audio will be fine, but I think the video might be off. So,
You do that with one or two hands.
I don't know how to answer that.
Ain't nothing wrong with my connectivity.
The video looks
No.
fun.
Okay.
Yeah, the video is always on. Kind of like Diddy's house.
Wow.
Okay. Well, guys, I'm
You're
gonna like the way he just brought it in. Hey, anybody that's new to the channel, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all the good stuff. Let's get ready to go into this purge of said BS. Okay. Let's see what we got on deck today, guys. We're gonna start soft and we're gonna end hard.
Okay.
You told me to stop talking about Diddy. See?
Well, you know what's interesting is in this episode we're gonna touch on Diddy a little. We're gonna touch
What?
on-
God.
Ooh. Oh, tease.
Why we always got to bring him up?
Oil
I mean,
up.
no. It's he's brought up in a more grand sense. This
Okay.
particular episode is the downfall of the Deviant, and Diddy would be a considered deviant point, and he is going through downfall. So part of the script, so to speak.
Okay.
Okay. So we're not gonna talk in detail about the diddler, but we are going to touch upon him.
Wow.
I see what you did there.
I think everybody.
Detail.
You know, I can be a little bit sarcastic. Diddy wasn't playing, but
At all. He was dead serious. I just watched that music video where he was laying across the car. I was like, oh, he was crazy.
I have not been
Hold on,
able
he
to
was-
listen to a
which
Christopher
video was
Williams
that?
album since.
What was it with the Wayans? Oh my goodness, what song is that? When it was at the mansion and what
That
song?
was every video.
No,
That was
it wasn't
every
every
single
single exactly video, but
were
it
they
was like
wearing
three
silk shirts and he
guys
had
singing.
sunglasses?
I can't think, like it's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot think of it. I'll come up
112?
with it later.
Was it 112? Only you?
No, him and two other people.
Oh.
That's
Him
what I'm
and
saying,
two
and I
other
cannot
people.
remember.
what was the two other?
Yes.
You talking about that?
What?
We ain't.
You know you can
going
do that on
nowhere.
Google and they'll give you the song.
We can't have
Yeah.
to stop now. This bad boys for life. I remember that joint.
I wonder if they're that
It wasn't
loyal
that.
now.
I doubt it. Everybody then turned on him that's talking. I haven't heard
gonna
anybody
ask Google.
like just say he was this great guy and then everyone's lying. I haven't heard not one person say. I don't know
Some
what they're
people
talking
have had
about.
his back.
Okay, and they've
Yeah,
pushed
some
people
people
have
have
had his
his
they
back
pushed all the way
Yeah.
up in it, too.
vigorously.
Yep, had his back
Okay.
pushed in.
All right.
Vigorously.
So we're gonna start out with our first quick story of the day. I don't know if you guys had heard about the recent data breach with Apple and Google and pretty much everybody.
I
You guys
did.
hear
Yeah,
about
I
that?
did hear about that.
Yeah, I just wanted
Yes.
to cover it really quickly for those that might be concerned about their privacy. Okay, so let me bring this story
Yeah,
up for y'all.
it's alarming, but it's not as bad as one would think.
Well, I haven't even heard the whole story yet, so that's good that you're giving me a
Mhm.
vote of confidence that it's not as bad as I think, because it sounded bad the way. Bring this on.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
right.
Yeah, run this story. I'll give you what I've learned.
Okay. Oh, my transition didn't.
I feel like Genesis's microphone is a Muppet that went to sleep. Like it's just like
It's not, but I found what song it was. It was I Need a Girl. I looked at my
that
history.
song. He was laying across a car in that.
He was doing the most. If you watch it back, you're like, oh, he was giving us all the clues. He said he slapped somebody. Like, it was a lot.
it was like
Wow. Okay. Well, back to Apple and them. So can you guys
All
see?
right.
You guys can see the screen, right? Y'all see it.
right.
All right, we're gonna
yes.
My
run through
dad
this.
always been
Yes, sir.
exposed.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Mhm.
We're gonna end up there, Jen. You know we are.
All right.
The door may be open to all of your personal information after what is
Really?
believed to be the largest data breach in United States history.
This person sounds like a
Good
slam
evening, I'm
poet.
Clarice Tinsley. 16
looks like it.
billion
The
with a
door
B,
needs to
16
open.
billion passwords siphoned from social media sites and other places have been discovered by researchers in a giant database. That discovery bringing with it warnings. And Fox 4's Sean Rabb is live to tell us what we need to know. Sean.
Yeah, and the first
shouldn't
thing we
be no
need to know
lie.
and do tonight is to change all of your passwords. That is the best defense against this newest data breach.
Think I got time for that?
It's alarming,
bro?
and
Nope.
it's
Wrong.
good that this
For
is being
every site,
reported to the
though?
public.
Alarming that some 16 billion passwords leaked in a massive data breach and tracked by researchers to one giant database on the dark web and internet. Kevin Hamlin is professor of computer science and executive director of the Cybersecurity Research and Education Institute at UT Dallas.
This is the largest single database of its kind that has been discovered so far. It's so huge that there's an average of 2 credentials in there per human on the planet. So there's a high likelihood that any average person probably has some stolen credentials in there somewhere.
This breach breaks differently because no one specific organization or institution was hacked.
Well, hold on one second. How many people are there on the planet?
Man, this is 8 billion, 8 point something billion.
Okay, so if there's 16 billion passwords,
Yeah,
so he's
two-
right.
two passwords per person.
per person.
Even,
Mm.
even niggas without
Like
internet.
Noah's Ark.
Yeah, niggas without internet got passwords, right? So before they say, anything else, I just want to say, hey, to anyone that may decide to find my information, if you decide to put money into an account for me, I won't be mad. I promise I won't tell on you.
Can I, before I get into my own little diatribe about
Okay.
how they're incorrect about this whole thing, I will just tell you one thing. Further reporting has shown that the information is leaked. There is no uniquely new information that was leaked on the 16 billion. This is basically an amalgamation of what was already on the dark web.
It's already been there. So they
That's all
just
it was.
discovered it.
It's already been there.
They discovered that it was there,
Yes.
and that's the news story. Okay, all right. Well, now you're spoiling it for
That's
me. I
the
still
news
got
story.
2 minutes left in this.
All right.
Thought
So,
it was
all right,
new.
go back to
But
being
this was
scared.
new news. Okay,
Go
hold
ahead.
on. Wait.
This is a case
No, the
where
news is
cyber
new.
researchers.
No. I thought it was new news. But this is old news.
This is news.
No.
Now,
It's
New
old
this is new.
propaganda.
Did anybody happen to see what was his name? What was that guy's name? The Senator Murphy? When he was going at Christy Noem. Did y'all see that?
No.
Yeah. What you talking about when he was
He
trying
said-
to walk up on her or whatever? When he got arrested?
No. No, when it was a hearing where
Somebody
he was
got thrown
addressing
out.
her. And he said, you all pulled funds from the cyber terror, not cyber terror, but I don't know, let's just say
Cyber
cyber
defense?
security, cyber defense.
Yeah.
And he said China and Russia are right now having a field day hacking. Now this.
Well,
I just wanted to.
So,
I mean,
This is all-
this is like Bravo said. It apparently has been going on. Sounds like it's
it never stopped. It's been going on since 1995.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
never stopped.
I mean, why
Literally-
is it so bad when they hack us, but I'm getting text messages from Donald Trump and the whole group every day? Yeah.
Right.
It's called NIMBY. NIMBY. It stands for Not in My Backyard.
Right.
Which was the safe word at Diddy's house, by the way.
It was.
Like, was no one else alarmed when they were like testing the emergency broadcasting system and like suddenly all your TVs and microwaves turned on? Did nobody
That
else
didn't
get that? Or
happen in
maybe
my
just
home.
DC? It might just be DC.
No,
We
you
had
might
that
have a
happen.
ghost.
No, it's not a ghost. It was Trump, and he was testing all the systems.
Somebody
didn't
done
test
put
the
roots
system.
on you.
He was trying to make sure that
Put
everybody
the
in
ruts.
DC like,
Someone
could
put
hear the
roots
news.
on me.
Put the ruts on you.
They
So-
put them roots on you,
Well, let me
girl.
let this guy finish this old news story.
Scouring the
That's
dark
what Diddy-
web and the internet have come upon huge databases, several of them, that contain credentials that have been stolen from lots of different people, probably in lots of different ways,
There you
and
go.
then all amassed together in this
There you
giant
go.
database.
And says Hamlin, early analysis indicates
Correct.
these are pretty new. So it's not old passwords out there from years ago. It's what you're using right now.
So right now, I think the most important thing is to change passwords if
No.
you have a password that you've been using for a long time. Also, try to avoid using same password on multiple accounts. If your organization has an option of using two-factor authentication, you definitely want to turn that on. Two-factor authentication
have it.
means that if your password is stolen, an attacker can't just use that to break into your account,
Isn't that
because any attempt to
standard?
use it requires some other means of authentication, like
It is
using your
standard.
phone,
This is
or
where-
you have
This
to
is
log
what I'm
into some
trying
other
to
app
say
to
to
just
you.
verify
Like,
that
this
it's
is
you.
a nothing
Man,
burger, yo.
Screw this story, man.
You see
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
what did you
It was
expect? It's Fox News,
Yeah,
bruh.
well, it
No,
just
it's
came
world
down the
news.
pipe. They made it seem like it was something going
Just
on.
like Diddy.
You know, it's always
It's on
something
Forbes.
coming
It's
down
like
the pipe.
everywhere. They're just trying to scare people once again. And when I tell y'all, when this news story broke, I work in fraud investigations. My day was so instantly busy because it was all these elderly, vulnerable people that are calling in
Yep.
thinking that everything's hacked. And I feel terrible for them because some of them are falling for like impersonation scams, or someone's calling,
My
asking
father
for the
got it.
two-factor and being like,
Yeah,
oh,
my
well, what's the
homeboy's
code
dad
you just
got it.
got on your phone? How do you
Right.
fall for that? But it's because since I'm, coming from my mindset, I grew up on technology. I'm like, how do you fall for that? But these people, they didn't grow up with that. So like they're calling and they're like, yeah, so they
I
have
think
all the
somebody
information.
hacked in. I think somebody
Yeah.
hacked into the Google.
Yo,
People are like
it's-
promoting
it's-
into their phones. Like it's real bad.
It's almost it's very sad that this stuff happens, but the way that it happens, the actions of the people that it happens to is almost cute. Because my father was old, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and he had dementia. But when they called him and they were saying, hey, your son's in trouble, and we gotta, he needs this amount of money so you can get him back home or something like that.
They got my
And
pops
he
for that
called-
too.
He
They
calls
don't
me
figure out
up.
who your family is. It's crazy.
But I mean, these are people, like, if you know the generation we're speaking, I'm talking about, my father was born in 1938. Like,
Yeah.
son of slaves. Like, this
don't know
guy
what's
was
going on.
tough as it gets. And he got on the phone with me.
Color TV.
Yeah, like, there were no TVs when he was, this is the tail end of horse and buggy where they were. Anyway,
Right.
he gets on the phone and he's like, hey, man, you all right? I heard they got you.
It's
What?
terrible. There's
Like,
a bunch of cowards messing with people for no reason.
who told you that? Like, no, they got you, sir.
Poor dad.
Yeah.
The whole thing is that, you know what I mean, criminals always look for the easy way. But this, so with regards to this particular story, what they are saying, some of those things are outright false that they're saying. He said these are passwords that people are using now. That's not false, but it's misleading. We can't tell if these are passwords that people have had and have changed or they're using now. That's non-verifiable and should not be in the news report. Second of all, further reporting has said that these have been things that are already been out there. And he said it himself, this is a collection of items that have already been out there. And it's just crazy how big it is. And on top of all that, and it says get 2FA, if you have Google, you have iCloud, you have
You already
anything
have
in-
all that.
Right.
You already have it. So this is a nothing burger, and I don't believe, I really truly do not believe that the timing of this story in proximity to us bombing Iran is not a coincidence.
Right.
Well, what would you say the connection
Because it's
would
to
be?
mask it. Because they're all of this stuff they're trying to put propaganda so that we can be scared and like not do
see that?
anything.
You see the economy of distraction now? This is what I'm talking
See,
about.
the problem that we have in America right now is that Kanye West is not here to distract. You see what I'm saying?
He was on trial, right?
Kanye's not on trial. That's Diddy.
No, what didn't he go to the trial?
Oh yeah, he stopped by.
I sure hope not.
No, he stopped by.
did.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
he
think said
literally
anything.
did.
I don't think he said anything. I think he was like free
He went
Diddy or
to go
something.
support
Yeah.
his friend. Yeah.
Not necessarily the best look. He probably should have stayed silent. But
Meanwhile,
Kanye,
people.
No, he don't care about the best look.
yeah, he's a troll moth.
And you know what's even worse about that situation? I was just out and like I had just told y'all, you know how many people had on free Diddy shirts? What is going on?
Oh, you
You know
must not
people
have been
had
on
on-
TikTok lately. All
I
of the
haven't.
chat, the chats
You know how
are
many people have
devoted
been
to.
wearing the free Tory Lane shirts?
Mm.
Like what?
I haven't seen those,
Bro,
but
I
the
had to
chats
hug my
on
daughter extra tight. I was like, bro, what are y'all talking about right now? Like I
the
literally was like, I can't even
chats
talk to y'all
on
anymore.
TikTok are devoted to Donald Trump
What?
and Diddy, and then how bad black men are. Those are the three topics.
That's not new.
How they
That's
get in the
not new.
mix?
Oh no, there's another one that what's the white
Huda.
kid and the black kid
Oh,
that
okay.
that somebody was unalive.
Oh,
I can't remember the name now. But
Carmelo. And that's
yes,
him, yeah.
yes, that.
I was going to talk about that tonight, but we kind of
That's too
covered that
dark.
already. And it's not even about the dark.
They're
We
basically
already
saying
covered it.
as far as Diddy is concerned, they're basically saying, is this guy on trial for being a lowlife or did he commit crime?
Yes, the answer is
that's
yes.
been the question the whole time, but he
that's-
still is an abuser and should still get a consequence for what he did in that video.
However,
Wow.
they settled out of court.
Yeah, statute of limitations and shit, man. Like
No, they
it's-
settled out of court before the video was dropped.
But what about all the Jane Does that talking about he did the same stuff?
I can't speak on that, but here's what I'm saying directly to Brix's point. They settled before the video was dropped. Now
Right.
the video was dropped. That is a crime that needs to be prosecuted. Period.
I mean,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
see what
Straight
you're
up.
saying, but it's always
She settled
they've
because
always
she's
said-
pregnant.
Yeah, they've always
she had the
kept
baby
saying,
now.
but they keep saying that the statute of limitations had run out, and that was why
Yeah.
they couldn't really do anything about it. Because if not, then he would just be on trial for that. They don't even need to go with this whole RICO charge. What he did to Cassie on that video was enough.
If the video sparked people to come forward with their own evidence, that is what it is. But the charges on him are legit charges, or else they would have been thrown out day one.
But they've been building
Right.
this joint.
Right. And the only reason is that they've been building it even when he was in the good graces, because the only reason he has a problem is because he bit the hand of the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hear you. I hear you.
That's
All right.
it.
Well,
That's
so
it.
to finish up the initial story, so we don't care about the password. It's not that serious. It's
No.
the
So
same.
honestly, somebody been trying to hack into my tropical smoothie, and today was National Smoothie Day, so I really don't appreciate that, and that's been going on for the last 3 years, and I don't even use that account. Do y'all ever have
Somebody
like
just-
an email where it's like someone's trying to log in, and you're like, I don't even use that. Like, what is that?
Somebody took all my
That's
Chick-fil-A
probably one
points
of the
on a
passwords in the
Sunday.
breach.
Well, that's what's funny. Somebody had hacked into one of my or attempted to hack into one of my situations. Somebody from Africa. So
And I'm like, I don't
know.
even got a card on file. You're not gonna get a smoothie.
You're not gonna get.
You know, it's interesting though. I tell you what is funny when people text you now. Like I have
Bro,
a
the
Coinbase
tolls,
app.
the tolls. Oh, you have a Delaware.
Yeah,
toll.
yeah. No. I get the
I don't even
VA
live in
joint.
Delaware.
But look, they text me now from they say somebody tried to sign into your Coinbase app from Ireland or whatever. But they now show you who's texting you. So it'll be like
Yeah.
Larry Wilson at yahoo.com You know,
And
you
you
owe
and
us.
40 other people. It'll be like the
Yeah.
CCs will be like 80 people.
A job for $10,000 per month. How does that make logical sense that a job that you found me on a text thread, like this is the text I got today.
We don't even need your social. Oh, okay. But connect with us on WhatsApp.
On
Like,
WhatsApp,
why?
exactly.
Okay, well,
Why would I do that?
I don't know why anybody.
Flexible, remote, part-time. What am I selling?
You know what?
Organs? What's gonna pay five? You know
The whole thing is you should be like, yo, this sounds amazing. You know what I mean? How about you wet my whistle, send me a cool $5,000. It's a deal.
They'd be like, give us your routing number and your
immediately.
Right.
We'll send it.
Yeah, I use one of my daughter's Christmas accounts. You know what I mean? That's burnable.
Oh man.
Terrible.
All right. Well,
I know.
All right, so
you arrogant black bastard. Can you say
passwords.
that on YouTube?
All right. Well, let me.
So y'all can stop freaking out.
ELK bastard, mind you.
It's 10 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, it is. It is. So we're gonna. I gotta check and see if that's going on yet. It's not going on.
No.
Never mind. Actually.
No, go ahead and ask the question.
So if you have a family in the middle of nowhere off the grid, did they get socials?
Like social security numbers?
Because if they were born in a hospital.
But wait, but what about not the U.S.? Because there are certain lands that are technically lawless.
Well, they don't come around here.
There are people who are born in a shack that don't get socials. That's a thing.
That's what I'm trying to say. And I feel like as soon as we are born here, we are transactional, but that's another story. But that had to do with the password thing. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Why can't I look up my social security and find out the billionaire that owns me, so I can tap into that account?
The billionaire.
Well, all you have to do is log into your strawman account. If you're a sovereign citizen, just log into your strawman account. It's like, I'm sorry, no, I'm not even going to entertain.
What
that.
they say, you got to put, you have to put like a 0 and a 1 or something before your social security number, and you can log into that bank account. But what bank is it with?
All right, guys, we're gonna have to cut for a second.
Bro, slave.
We're gonna have to cut for a second.
Speak for yourself.
Guys, we got to cut for a hot second here to listen to the president. Because apparently there's a war.
Why the lights just flickered?
It ruins everything.
Yeah,
Do we
man.
have to?
Yeah, man. He said there's a war going on outside no man is safe from.
No man is safe from.
Yeah.
You can run, but you can't hide forever.
Yeah. So apparently
from these streets that he done took.
We couldn't hide behind Kamala.
You're walking with your green card, scared to look.
Yo, let me bring this guy over here, man. Hold on.
Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Oh. I got him.
Pause.
That's what Diddy. Never mind.
All right, y'all see him?
Thousands throughout the Middle East.
All right.
And around
No, we just see Papa Purge just started screen sharing.
I hear him.
Oh yeah, now we see him.
Oh, he dyed his hair.
I don't hear him. Oh, never mind.
I did a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the
Diddy
world has not
Vance's
seen
face
in
looks
many, many decades.
confused rather than resolute.
Hopefully we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raising-Cane, spectacular general.
Hold up, what did they
and all
do?
of the brilliant military
bombed
minds
Iran.
in this attack.
I
With all
get
of being said,
that. I
this
get
cannot
that.
Drone strike.
continue. There will be either peace
Drone strike.
or there will be tragedy for
strike
Iran
bombers.
far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's
I
was
said
the
one.
most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close.
I don't trust
There's never
anybody
been
in
a
this
military
picture.
that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank
Why
everybody.
are they posing
and
like Mount
in
Rushmore?
particular, God.
They think
I
Yeah, what's
wanna
wrong with
just
JD
say
Vance's
we love
face? It
you,
looks
God,
like
and
he's
we love our
deciding
great
whether he's going to
military.
shit or is
Protect
actually a
them.
poo.
God bless
You know what I mean? He's
the
going to
Middle
fart or is a
East.
poo.
God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Thank you.
Oh, he's not even
We
going to
just
take
got
no
to survive
questions.
this, yo. Survival mode.
He's not even going to take no
Nope.
questions.
He going to bed, bro. He tired.
Oh,
All right,
Yo, he's like,
there you have
yo,
it.
somebody
President
bring me my
Trump in
night
very
Big Mac.
brief remarks
Right.
there, saying that
What he got
My
to
Iran's
night
say?
Mac.
nuclear program has been completely obliterated. Standing there, addressing the nation, behind him, Vice
Not
President Vance,
true.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
all right. I'm
Can I while you do the transition, I'm gonna tell you exactly from the information I knew before and just this little piece here, what I understand has been happening. They have a nuclear enrichment site that is underneath a mountain, and they needed something as large as the B-52 to drop a certain bunker buster bomb that could only be carried by a B-52 or a strong plane to that degree because that bomb weighs, I don't know, like a couple thousand pounds or some shit like that, something crazy. So
You talking about the
Israel did
Moab?
not have. No, not in the Moab. It's a bunker buster. It's a bunker buster.
Oh, bunker buster. Okay.
Yeah, so they needed to blow up the site underneath the mountain. And Israel, we never gave anyone that technology before. So we had to deliver it ourselves. And so they talked us, and because they jumped off the porch and we support them, we had to show up according to what's been said here. And we dropped that bunker buster on that nuclear enrichment site, which is why he said their nuclear program is no more, which is not true because that's the only one that they knew of.
See, it's dangerous saying things like that because let's say a week from now, something launches.
You see what I'm saying? You're right. That's my point exactly.
I don't even understand what they're
The thing is
about.
that a lot.
What's he talking?
Oh, BB, I don't know what the fuck he's
saying some shit too.
Let's hear what he got to say.
That's the Prime Minister of Israel.
That's BB.
History.
Netanyahu.
Come on, damn it.
Israel has done truly amazing things. But in tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do. History will record.
We did this for a glazing.
President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime, the world's most dangerous weapons. His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future
World's most
of
dangerous
prosperity
regime seems
and
like it
peace.
needs a mirror in Washington.
President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
Okay, so there you have it. That was the message from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
No.
So
Thank
are
you,
we the
Trump
terrorists?
administration,
Yes. No, here's the thing. If you step outside of our borders at any point in time, we have been the terrorists. We have been the terrorists because we have been interventionists. We have toppled more governments. We have done more governmental destabilization than any other person, any other country ever. I'm not saying that I disagree with all of it because shit, I'm on the winning side, right? So I'd be a liar if I didn't say I enjoyed the benefits of it. just being completely honest, right? But the thing is that we did this for glazing. We know that genocide is happening over Gaza Strip, Palestine side. We knew it. We didn't say nothing. So that's why earlier, Hayes, when you and I were talking, nobody really wanted to step on that landmine. No politician wanted to step on that landmine and talk about it straight up, right? They just said, we got to support our allies, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is that we now have a thin-skinned leader who just loves getting glazed. So if it's his decision to go drop a nuke because he's going to have a great press day, that's going to happen now. And like I said before in our private conversation, Hayes, we have to come to terms with the fact that we elected, even if you didn't vote or voted the other way or voted for him. As a nation, we elected a 34 or 37-time felonious liar who buried his wife in the backyard for tax purposes and then expected him to be on our side.
Well, that's some real talk right there.
And that's all the time we have now for African American theater.
All right, let's get back to the show. Get back to the show. Let's get.
Where's Melania?
I'm a little pissed right now.
Locked up somewhere.
He done messed up the news cycle.
She's chilling.
Everybody is looking for information on this situation right now, so YouTube is going to funnel everybody in the direction of stuff about Trump and this war thing. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Not tonight. Nope. It's son's birthday. And
don't mess up your recommended. Happy birthday, Cash.
Exactly.
Boy,
Happy
that boy
birthday,
looks so
Cash.
happy in that picture you put up.
Yeah.
All right. So let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to the actual purge of the.
It was the
BS.
longest day of the year, so I guess they just had to do something extra.
A Saturday.
I mean,
though?
look, if they really wanted to do something, why don't they set Diddy up with a record label in Iran and it would just work itself out?
Work itself out. Man.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
All right,
Instead of calling it
guys,
the sandbox, they'd call it the man box.
Right.
Well, this next story, you know, speaking of man box, well, not necessarily man box. To be honest, not man box. This is woman box.
More important than breathing air, man.
So, because we're talking about boxes, I thought this one just came down the pipe as well. You know, people send me situations.
Pause.
Don't even pause. Just
No,
where are we going with this?
It's actually very fitting.
Just go with it.
It's actually very fitting. So recently,
That's what she said.
yeah, recently, you guys know who Andrew
So
Tate.
immature.
You guys know who Andrew Tate is, right?
Yes, I know Andrew Tate.
I heard of him.
Okay, you've heard of him. All right. Well, Andrew
Yo,
Tate.
what is his accent?
He's Romanian.
His
or something?
accent, you know what his accent is? No, his accent is literally half and half US and British. He was raised British and then he came to the US. And so that's why a lot of his language is ridiculously mixed.
Yeah, it's just weird.
What color is your Bugatti? What?
Yeah, right.
Guys,
Yeah.
we don't cover Tate much on here because he's been in trouble for at least the last year or so. But he got into it with one of our previous. We discussed this woman named Bonnie Blue, who had taken on a challenge to sleep with like 1,000 dudes in 24 hours. And Tate is known for assisting. He's like a red pill kind of guy. So the two of them ended up on an interview together. And I just wanted to play a little bit of the exchange because it's interesting. This interesting conversation. I think.
Have you seen said?
I've seen about 30 seconds of it, and I said I gotta bring this to the folks so that they can see. So let me bring this on over to you. All right. Let's just hope that this thing works. That's what she said.
I heard that about Bonnie Blue's next video.
All right, so
she looked like Rod Stewart.
But I'm sure.
Yeah, there are rumors that she used to be a man.
You want my body? Hey, you think? All right, go ahead.
All right, let me take out the.
Yo, he's not the type of person I'd want to fight. He's a tall guy. Yo. Look at his form.
He's a UFC fighter. He's a UFC
I know
fighter.
that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people be talking like but if you actually look at him when he squares up, he's got like long appendages, paws. Like, you got to really get in there to his abs, but it's a whole lot of arms and legs to go through. You know what I'm saying?
And he's skilled at what he does. I'm not gonna say I ever want to square up with him. The thing is that I still believe that he is a fucking goofball. But
he is. But he makes a lot of money.
Square up with him.
All right, well let's give him 2 minutes here.
Money ain't the message.
All right, go ahead. My bad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically the topic here was that feminism failed women. And the two of them are having this conversation, which is interesting to me because one is a pimp and one's a prostitute. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but that's kind of how it is.
7 men.
All right.
How honest should I be out of 10?
11. I want you to be honest.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, go on.
You're a dirty.
I don't understand why men sit here and try and lecture you about it. I don't understand why men sit here and say you shouldn't do it. It's your body, your choice, right? This is the world we now live in. This is the end result of feminism. You are the perfect end result of feminism. In the world I believe in the conservative, traditionally masculinely ruled world, a man would be in charge of his daughters until they're handed over to their husbands or boyfriends, and there would be a degree of masculine guidance. But feminism didn't want that. You know, women complain that men don't want to get married. We did actually want to get married when we got obedient virgins, but they disappeared, and they complained about the patriarchy, and they were tired of us giving them a house to live in and kids to raise, and they wanted to make their own choices. So she's making her own choice. That's a fantastic thing. I actually have a lot of respect for you because you own it and you're honest about it.
What if it was your daughter?
Well, that won't happen.
But she's her own person.
I never said my daughter's her own person. I said women want to be their own people. But my point is, there's so many women who go to Magaluf for a weekend and do something very similar, and then they come back to England and get with some fucking guy and start asking for presents from him and talking about how they deserve a traditional relationship and they want to get married. And they want a Christmas present and all this bullshit. Most women do exactly what Bonnie does. I don't see you any different than most women. And I'm not saying that in a degrading way.
Most women don't sleep with 1,057 men in a day.
1,000? Does it fucking matter?
I think it does.
I don't really think it does.
So
it's all disgusting to me. If I met a woman and she said, I just sucked a dick yesterday, I'd say, well, I find you repulsive. I don't want to sleep with you.
What, so you're only going after virgins?
Well, it's not about only going after virgins, but I think if you're a straight man, the idea of having a bunch of men fuck a woman that you're with is pretty repulsive.
But everyone has a past.
But see, this is the kind of shit white people say. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Everyone has a past. That's not acceptable. You're right. Everyone does have a past. It's true. But isn't the primary objective of a man to find a woman with as little past as possible? Would you argue that's one of the precursors to finding a wife? Considering that wives were supposed to be virgins. This was the deal. The reason I'm proud of Bonnie, and I am genuinely proud of you, I like Bonnie. I like what she's doing. Because the deal was...
Are you not, like, contradicting yourself here?
In what way?
Well, you're proud of her sleeping with 1,057 guys, but women should be virgins.
No, I'm saying that the social
because she
contract,
owned it.
The construct of society that made family function was women were obedient virgins, and they found a man who provided for them, and they listened to that man. Women have then said, we don't like the patriarchy. We're tired of being provided for. We're tired of being taken care of. We don't want to listen to anybody. We want to make our own decisions. That was women and feminism that ended the traditional family unit.
And
now women can make their own decisions. So I'm glad that Bonnie's making her own decision.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not here to
people
tell you not to do
say
it.
I take women back 100 years. I'm like, no, I'm the clear example of how to be empowered. I use my body. I do what I want, when I want. And this is the thing you've been banging on about for years. And when I get hate, like when I click on the comments of these women that are like, oh, you're taking us back 100 years. Then in their bio, it says stay-at-home mom of 2. I'm thinking, what the fuck was you rooting for? Because you have just stayed at home.
That's right, Bonnie. See, this is the future.
Yo, he's trolling her, but it sounds like he's being real supportive of her at the same time. It's like
he's not trolling her, He's using her to prove his point. He's not trolling her.
No.
Partial trolling.
No. You say he's not trolling. You're saying he's not trolling, But what he is doing by supporting her and saying those things and using her, that is the troll.
Right.
That is the troll.
Because he doesn't
really. But I don't think he's trolling her. I think he's just trolling women. He's using her to prove his point.
What does he do for a living? Right?
He's a pimp.
What he does is he talks and then he has a whole e-pimp business. So he is using her to look like the perfect e-pimp right now.
That's exactly what he's doing, but that's what I'm saying. He's using her. I don't think he's trolling her. I really don't.
I don't think. No. I think
he is being
exist in the same space. I think
what's the word? What's the word that I'm looking for? Like
aggressive is.
He's being. Yeah. Now that's I would say that because he did say, okay, I think this is repulsive.
Right.
But
yes,
I support what you're
doing.
I
don't think he's trolling her because honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think she is important enough in his life to really give a shit. Yeah. What is important to him is that he can use her to say, I told y'all so. But I would like to go back to this point. I would like to go back to this point.
The point of a troll is to control the conversation to make somebody say the thing that you want them to say.
See, you and I have two different definitions of troll. So with what you're saying, that makes sense. Trolling, normally what I see is just somebody being a dick. They're not even on base with the conversation. It's just, I came to troll. Well, we call that trolling. Okay. Well, shit posting. I've never heard that.
He agreed to this interview for a reason. You see the title is Feminism Has Failed Women on the chapter, and that's like his whole point. So
he's just happy she's there.
Yeah.
Like,
and in the end, both ways that he just explained actually serve men. But we can get into that.
We'll get into that in a minute. Yeah. Let me give him another 2 minutes here.
This is the future. This is fantastic. It's exactly what Western society is headed to. So why are we going to sit here and pretend this is not? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that most women who go on girls' holidays aren't doing something similar to what Bonnie does just because it's not on camera? Why are we going to sit here and pretend that these men who walk around with their wives in the pub in England and they're like, oh, my wife, everyone has a past. Oh, no, she's done the same shit. What's the difference? Who gives a fuck? Right? We're either going to care.
Wait, pause it real quick.
That women are judged on their past and judged on their innocence.
Yes.
All right, look. What he's doing is it's a master class of manipulation.
That's exactly what it is.
Doing. What he's doing, he is playing off the insecurity of men. He is playing because what he's saying is, as a fact, women go on girls' trips and they fuck everybody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, that's a real
so
thing
many generalizations.
Hold up, Mr. Bravo. Your screaming is cutting your mic out. Yeah. You cannot. Anyway, you have to stop screaming.
I got you. What I'm trying to say is there is no way that is an actual thing for every single person. Just playing that role, you know what I mean, and just saying it as fact. This is the thing. Like this is the problem that I've been saying before.
Gaslighting.
Literacy. Yeah, is that what that is? Gaslighting.
Yes.
It's not even.
I don't know what gaslighting means then.
It's blaming somebody for something that you're doing and convincing them that they're the problem and not you.
Right.
So yes.
But with what he's saying about the girls' trips, he's saying it as fact when it is essentially unprovable, and then moves on quickly. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I mean it's a slippery slope, man.
It's unprovable.
On there.
Now, what is unproven in your defense, Mr. Bravo, is 1,005 or however many she did.
Unproven.
That is not what's happening.
Yeah, that's not happening.
But what I will tell you is this. What I will tell you that is proven is women that do
your chick out there.
Women that go to hedonism normally tend to.
Okay, first of all, I've been there. So what are we talking about right now?
I'm not saying
hey,
and I have too.
Oh boy,
I'm just saying
it's a great resort.
You ever seen that show?
It's like real nice.
Have you ever seen 90 Day Fiance?
And all the people who are naked shouldn't be.
Have you ever seen 90 Day Fiance?
No, I don't.
Women have a tendency of going there, and it's a nice Jamaican gentleman that will blow her back out on day one, And then they meet a couple of other ones throughout the trip, and then they finally get back to the one, and that back gets blown, and then they end up getting married.
Oh my god!
I will base my shit off of actual things that I see from people do.
Right, and now that, and I respect that, but that's a perspective. But what I'm saying is, our perspective is built off of our generation and the people that we associate with. I have children that are a little younger that have a little bit different perspective, and that's what I'm saying. I'm listening to everybody, and they are not the same women we grew up with, Jack.
Yeah, actually, if you really want to be on it like that, they are actually more prudish. The women today, the Gen Z, they're actually more prudish than the girls that we grew up with.
I agree, because we grew up on reality TV, so we watched all of that and saw the way it wasn't supposed to be.
God bless my father's soul.
That's why we have
rest
such
in
a high
peace.
population
My
of
father,
educated women, because we didn't want that.
Have you ever heard of the Rainbow Game?
Pride? During Pride?
The Rainbow Game. It has nothing to do with Pride. No, this is different. So God rest his soul. My father was a substitute teacher at a school in Columbia, Maryland. Right? We'll just leave it at that. My father walked into the bathroom and witnessed the Rainbow Game. The Rainbow Game is when 3 young girls take lipstick of a different color and put it on and try to see who can make that color get to the farthest point on a board. We'll just put it that way.
That game. Okay.
See, I could only wish something like that happened to me if I was in middle school. Now, let's go even further with the scruples of these women nowadays. When we were growing up, we didn't have beautiful female teachers wilding out like they're wilding now. We didn't have that.
It's another story we have to cover on that one.
These freaky teachers have always been there. No, yes, we just see it more, like pedophiles.
No, y'all gonna goddamn agree with me on this. These girls are wild and loose. These girls role models are Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
So I'll give you that.
Yeah.
The problem is that what I'm trying to say is that you're not wrong, Bricks. Yes, people are wild, but it's not a larger percentage. It's just that we see it more, and because we have the internet, it's faster reported.
Well, we gotta be honest. There is a population of young ladies that go on ladies' trips and do debaucherous stuff, and
so do the men.
Dudes, I was about to say, guys do the same thing. So that in and of itself.
So what are we talking about?
But guys have always done this. It's tradition.
The thing is that you can't use outliers to blame the whole. That's exactly how racism is affecting us right now.
That is true.
Blame the whole.
Let's bring it back to that. Bravo.
Okay. Yeah,
so who convinced women that being put up was oppressive? Was it just because they were being assaulted in their own homes? Or
what does that mean?
When he was talking about, like when he was like, they're tired of being provided for.
Well, what he was saying,
I believe that's the machine did that.
Yeah, because at some point there was a sort of
women's suffrage.
Yeah, at one point when they couldn't vote and they didn't really have jobs.
But that's because they just didn't have decision making. But did that necessarily mean that they didn't want to be married anymore? Did everyone just want to be gay all of a sudden? Like what really got to that point?
You know what's really important? The fact that Madness Mel dropped a nice comment in advance. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. Thank you to everybody stopping into the chat as well. Vance stopping in the chat there. Madness Mel stopping in the chat. I understand. And IMZ is also in the chat there as well. I know they haven't been pushing the notifications like normally do, but we're doing all right. We got a couple of folks in here, so that's always good. But I'm going to say this. The honest this is what I believe. I believe that what killed chivalry, so to speak, or the traditional household was the fact that inflation made prices too high and you couldn't just have a person stay at home anymore. Like it was almost like impossible to really have a household that one person was working and you're raising kids and you know that whole it just everything became too expensive. So then once that happened, women got money. And then other women were like, hey, don't put your money in the house. You can just be by yourself and then you'll have your own money and you don't need that guy to tell you to do anything or tell you to put anything on or, have any provision over you. So
it's funny that you say that, man, because we've gotten so far past when it started. It's hard to actually put a finger on why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I listened to your explanation just now, but it's like,
yeah,
I was thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. You know what? Let's say it was the conglomerate or like the all lightened.
But that was the white people. So like it was also racism. It was also religious. It was also like there were so many other things that happened.
It's just money.
But
it's just money, baby. Seriously.
Most roads, all roads do lead to money.
Let me finish my thought.
Even the millionaires don't want no wife.
Go ahead.
No,
Go
but
ahead.
listen,
Hayes. Go ahead.
let me
Hayes.
finish my thought. The more people that are in the working class, the more taxes that are taken from the people. So when the household could only have one income be taxed, the government wasn't getting enough money. So they had to put the women to work to get more money. And they covered it with this whole empowerment thing. But the truth was the government is who made out the most from that inflation, women going back to work, the whole thing. So it was really, we were propagandized, but there was also the necessity placed on us because the household just became too damn expensive. Like you can't, back in the day, you could make $20 an hour, you could almost live like a king. And this is, let's just say 20 years ago, making 45, 50 grand was like good money.
Why? No, actually it wasn't, but I'm gonna tell you why. The golden era that everybody's trying to get back to, the thing that they don't understand about the golden era
is that the cocaine is freaking stepped on
listen. No, it's not even about that. It's about the fact that when you could have one income raise a whole household and have the little house with the picket fence and the new car and the Mustang and all of that crap, it's because that was the closest we had ever been to socialism ever. Because every country, because that was wartime money. Right. And so when they told every company how much to make of what, and then they guaranteed wages, and then when all the men had to go over and they hired the women to actually work in the factories, the government controlled all of that. And that golden era that you look at the economy, look at the statistics and how much the government was involved in the company's business and the regulations and all of that. Look at how that worked. And that's the golden era that they want. But they also want no regulations. There's no way to go back to that and remove half of what made it work.
You think this is the reason why they got rid of DEI, ladies?
Yes. Well, the thing is because they need somebody to blame instead of themselves.
Well, at this point, it seems like, and I just, from what I'm seeing online, one of the most lucrative careers for young ladies these days is doing stuff like what Bonnie Blue is doing with OnlyFans and all of that kind of stuff.
No, that's not true. That is not true. And I don't want to promote that.
No,
crap.
We're not promoting it. What I'm saying is
it's not lucrative, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not. The reason why it's not is because it could have been lucrative a while ago, but what happened was everybody saw it as a cash grab, and they oversaturated the market. Now, like I'm on Instagram, I'm like, you got OnlyFans too?
Everybody has an
OnlyFans. Right. Nobody's signing up like that. Like, and if it was that great, you would never see this phrase right here. I check my messages at least 30 times a day. Like, why are you saying that? Because other people don't? Like, this is your plot to get us back in here?
99% of OnlyFans creators make less than $300 a month.
I agree, and I haven't even seen your receipts. I'm telling you, it's not what you think.
They have to do something controversial or viral in order to get to this status,
which is how Bonnie Blue. This is why Bonnie Blue is popular, is because she is doing something that nobody else is doing. I'll say that.
Now let's talk about that. Her posture, on this interview.
Let's put our faces up.
Her posture in this interview is it makes, and especially being across from him. And I could be wrong, but I almost kind of feel bad for her because of the way he's speaking and the way he's manipulating her in his speech. She's kind of dealing with it. Like, it seemed like a good idea when I did this. Now I'm in front of this raving lunatic who is a pimp. And he's saying, no, I'm proud of you for doing what you did. Because you helped me prove, you know, I feel like 10 years from now or something, she's